Have you ever wondered how GLPs actually work? Not the medical jargon and not the fear-based stuff, but just an honest explanation? Well, I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Carrie, and I'm a 54-year-old nurse practitioner who's lost 50 pounds on Tirzepatide and 110 pounds overall. And today, I'm going to break down GLP-1s in a way that finally makes sense. Welcome to NP on a GLP. Just a quick disclaimer. This channel is for educational purposes only. I am a nurse practitioner, but I am not your healthcare provider. Always consult your licensed healthcare provider for decisions about GLP-1s and for any of your healthcare decisions. Some people say these drugs are a miracle. Other people say they're dangerous. And a lot of people say that they're cheating. None of this captures the real story. GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Tirzepatide, and semaglutide, they're just tools. They help your body work the way that your body is supposed to work, especially if you're dealing with insulin resistance, appetite dysregulation, or metabolic changes. So today, I'm here to clear the noise. I'm going to explain what GLP-1s actually are, what they do in the body, who they work for, what they don't do, why they have to be injected, common side effects and experiences, and how to think of them as a part of a larger plan. Before we talk about the medications, I'd like to talk about something that your body already makes, GLP-1. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, and this is a hormone that your gut releases in response to food. It works in both your gut and your brain to regulate your appetite and to manage your blood sugar. You can think of GLP-1 as your body's natural support hormone that regulates digestion and appetite. It helps to slow the rate that your stomach empties. It calms the appetite centers in your brain. It regulates your blood sugar and your insulin levels, and it supports insulin efficiency. But unfortunately, some people don't produce enough GLP-1 or their bodies don't recognize it appropriately, which can lead to several problems. It can cause intense cravings, overeating, weight gain or resistance to weight loss. Hunger returns faster, and it can also cause blood sugar swings. So when we give the body extra GLP-1 in the form of medication, it often starts working in the way that it was meant to. Now, GLP-1 medications are essentially just a stronger, longer-lasting version of this hormone that your body already makes. GLP-1 medications attach to GLP receptors in your body, and they work in 4 different ways. First, they stimulate your pancreas to release insulin in response to food. It causes the insulin release only at the right times, only in response to glucose. Because of this, the risk of dropping your blood sugar too low is very, very low. Second, it reduces blood sugar production by your liver. Because of this, it really helps type 2 diabetics. Third, it slows how fast your stomach empties. This results in feeling full faster and staying full longer. Fourth, it reduces hunger signals from the brain. This allows you to recognize hunger and fullness cues more easily. It also reduces the excess reward that's received from eating junk food. In the brain, it basically helps to normalize appetite signals. At appropriate doses, GLP-1 medications should not completely wipe out your hunger. It just makes your hunger more appropriate. This class of medications works very differently from older weight loss medications, which were typically stimulants or medications that decrease your absorption of fat. Because of this, they're not going to cause jitteriness. They're not going to cause you to feel wired. They're just going to normalize your appetite. Before we go any further, let's clear up a few myths. There are a lot of things that GLP-1s don't do. They do not burn fat all by themselves. They do not speed up metabolism. They don't make weight loss effortless, and they don't replace your motivation or your need for exercise or nutrition. They don't fix emotional eating. So it's not going to cure stress eating, and it's not going to fix coping mechanisms. It's also not going to permanently fix your appetite or your metabolism. Also, it's not going to fix body image issues, self-esteem, mental health, and it does not cure obesity. These medications treat the disease of obesity, but they do not cure obesity. Remember, being thin is not the same as being healthy. You need to have both good nutrition and good movement and exercise in order to maintain or restore your health while you're working toward your goals and in maintenance. Okay, let's talk about some other popular myths that I see all over the place online. GLP-1 medications do not make your hair fall out. In fact, there's enough here that I can make an entire video just about hair falling out. GLP-1s do not make your hair fall out. It is the rapid weight loss, the stress on your body, and the nutritional deficiencies that you have when you're just not eating enough that make your hair fall out. They also do not decrease your muscle mass. That's another myth. GLP-1s do not of themselves decrease your muscle mass. That is a result of weight loss. And it also doesn't cause your skin to become loose. Your skin may become loose, but that is a result of losing fat that was plumping up the skin. Those things certainly may happen, but they are not caused by the medication. They are just side effects of rapid weight loss, not the medication itself. GLP-1s simply create the space, both physically and mentally, where healthy habits can become possible. I always like to tell people, this medication is the door, but you have to open it and walk through. So let's talk about side effects. What's common, what's normal, what's not. The most common side effects are the result of your stomach emptying more slowly. This includes things like nausea, bloating, burping, constipation. Some people experience diarrhea as well, and clearly reduced appetite is a common desired side effect, as a matter of fact. These side effects usually show up either when you're starting the medication or you're increasing a dose. They can also show up when you eat something that your body just has decided it doesn't like anymore. Most people find these side effects are quite manageable with just gentle changes in their lifestyle, like eating smaller meals, eating slower, staying hydrated, eating more protein, and also eating less very fatty foods. There are other less common side effects that a lot of people experience as well. These include things like headaches, insomnia, fatigue, depressed mood, and some people will get redness or itching at the site of their injection. It's quite uncommon for anybody to experience all of these side effects, but a lot of people are going to experience some of them at some point. Unfortunately, most of these side effects improve over time or completely go away. Now let's talk frankly about the risk of serious side effects. The truth is that every medication has the risk of having serious side effects. Every medication. GLP-1s are absolutely no exception to this. However, serious side effects with these medications are actually quite rare. But as with any medication, your healthcare provider will monitor for them and adjust your dosing carefully. Have you noticed that you aren't consistently seeing headlines about how your thyroid replacement is going to kill you? Or how your blood pressure medicine or your pain reliever? I could go on and on and on. It's really only the weight loss drugs. Wonder why that is. So recognize that these headlines are just trying to scare you. They're trying to scare you into believing that these consequences are frequent, even though they truly are not. They are possible though. Some of the possible serious side effects include severe allergic reactions, pancreatitis, which is inflammation of the pancreas, gallstones, gastroparesis, which means your stomach stops emptying entirely, a type of blindness, sudden kidney injury, suicidal thoughts, and a specific type of thyroid cancer, which was only ever seen in the rodent studies and not in any of the human trials. Yes, these side effects are severe, but they're very rare, and everyone's experience is different. Listening to your body and talking to your healthcare provider is key. So who can these medications help? They're particularly helpful for people struggling with the disease of obesity. Yes, I said disease. Obesity is a disease, and it deserves to be treated just like any other disease. It's also helpful for type 2 diabetics and those with prediabetes, as well as those with insulin resistance and PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. It can also be helpful for people experiencing midlife metabolic changes, also for people with chronic appetite regulation, inappropriate food cravings, and for those that are weight loss resistant or having severe weight loss plateaus. These medications are actually showing that they may help for a variety of different issues in addition to just weight loss and diabetes. Some of these medications are already FDA approved for things like sleep apnea, as well as to reduce the risk of cardiovascular events in people who already have cardiovascular disease. Additionally, there are ongoing trials right now to study how these medications may help a variety of other issues. And honestly, I'm really excited to see these to see the results of these trials and see all the ways that these medications are actually going to help us. So these medications look like they can really help a lot of people, but they're not for everybody. There are some people who are really just not a good candidate for these medications. This includes women who are pregnant or who are trying to become pregnant. The research shows that it may not be safe during pregnancy. Additionally, people who are very thin and really don't have any weight to lose should probably not be taking these medications, except under the guidance of their primary care doctor for other issues. Also, those with severe digestive issues and those with a history of pancreatitis or people who have a history of medullary thyroid cancer, a specific type of cancer that showed up in rodent studies, but not in human trials. So really, these medications are not for everybody. So obviously, if you're considering starting a GLP-1 medication, I highly advise you to contact your healthcare provider for guidance about your personal situation. So I'd like to talk about something that I'm seeing more and more, both from patients and from people online. I'm seeing non-injectable GLPs being marketed by spas and weight loss clinics and online websites. I want to explain why all of these are a waste of your money. GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, they are peptides. They're chains of amino acids, essentially like small proteins. And this is key. Your stomach destroys peptides. If you swallow semaglutide or tirzepatide like a regular pill, it is not going to survive the stomach. Your digestive enzymes will break them down and none of it will get into your bloodstream. It just does not work. That's why these medications are designed to be injected under the skin. This bypasses the stomach and delivers drug directly into the tissue where it can be absorbed slowly into your bloodstream over the week. And this is really important because GLP-1s can't survive your digestive system or cross your skin barrier. All of the alternative forms that you see out there, they simply don't work. I've seen things like GLP patches, drops, troches, nasal sprays, gummies. What else? That's all I can think of at the moment. None of these can deliver the big molecule where it needs to go into your bloodstream. And because of that, all of them are a waste of your money. They're all going to be ineffective, not tested. A lot of them are just plain marketing. There is one oral GLP-1 that is legitimate on the market. It's called Rybelsus, and it has been specifically formulated so that it survives the stomach environment and it's at a high enough dose that enough will get through to actually enter your bloodstream and have an effect. However, it doesn't have very much effect on weight loss, honestly. Pharmaceutical companies are in the process of developing oral forms that can survive the stomach, and we do expect that there will be oral GLP-1s on the market probably in 2026. And this is very exciting because this will mean that you don't have to take a daily injection, a weekly injection, but instead you'll be able to take a daily pill. There are actually several pharmaceutical companies that have these in development right now. But what you're seeing at medical spas, online clinics, weight loss clinics, and places like that, those are not legitimate. Being both a clinician and a GL1 patient has given me a unique perspective. I've personally felt the frustration of slow progress, the challenge of adjusting to the changes I experience, and the joy at watching those changes come about along the way. It's really reminded me that everyone's journey is different and that having some trusted guidance along the way is very helpful. That's the approach that I bring here. I just want to bring you clear information, realistic expectations, and support. Being on a GLP has really given me a different perspective on what the patient experiences. And I'm curious, what's one thing that you wish your healthcare providers knew or understood about GLP-1s and about weight loss? Share in the comments below. So that's GLP-1s, clear and simple. In the future, I'll make videos about side effect management, things I eat, my own progress, and the emotional issues that surround this particular journey. If this has helped you to understand GLPs a little better, please make sure and like this video and subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Carrie, and this is NP on a GLP, and I'll see you in the next video.